بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, everyone. Standing before you tonight, we are filled with deep appreciation and gratitude. But let me be clear, this moment is not about us, and it is not about recognition, nor is it about accomplishment. This moment belongs to the Palestinian people, to the martyrs, to every family that has been torn apart, every child in Gaza who still finds the strength to smile despite the horrors that they have witnessed. We accept this award with heavy hearts because in truth, we are doing the bare minimum here. We stand here not as heroes, but as servants of a cause greater than ourselves. How can we call this an achievement when our brothers and sisters in Palestine are giving everything? Their homes, their lives, their souls, while the world watches in silence. Over the past year, we have witnessed the power of collective resistance. We have marched, we have chanted, we have occupied spaces, not just on our campuses, but in the hearts and minds of these people. White, European, Muslim, non-Muslim, everyone standing with Palestine. Palestine is not just a trending headline, but is a commitment that does not end when the cameras stop rolling. Our families, our friends, and our mentors, those who have reminded us why we cannot afford to give up, this award is for you. To the children in Gaza, to the people in Palestine, the mothers who carry their babies to burial sites instead of their cribs, to the fathers who dig through the rubble with their bare hands looking for their loved ones, we see you, we hear you, and we will never stop fighting for you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the strength to continue to fight, the sincerity to never seek recognition, and the courage to never waver in the face of oppression. And may He grant Palestine the justice and the freedom that is long, long overdue. You know, there's a saying I used to hear at protests that I went to over the summer in Amman, Jordan. A saying that every time it was chanted, it would send adrenaline rushing down my body. A saying that reminded me and everyone around me at those protests of the unshakable strength of our ummah. لم تركع أمة قائدها محمد. Direct translation, this means a people will never bow, will never be defeated so long as their leader is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These words are not just a chant, they are a declaration of resilience, a reminder that no matter the oppression, no matter the attempts to continuously erase us, we will never break. We will never stop fighting for justice, for dignity, and for Palestine. Jazakallah khair.
Salam, everybody. Building on everything Yazan just shared, I want to acknowledge that while we as students at UCLA faced incredible hostility and brutality from both our university and the police during our encampment, watching our classmates get physically assaulted, arrested, and traumatized for simply raising their voices for justice, this is not even a fraction of the unimaginable pain our people in Gaza have endured within the past year. Their homes have been destroyed, their loved ones taken, and their humanity erased in the eyes of much of the world. And yet, they continue to resist, not just for freedom, but for the basic rights every human deserves. This struggle is the Palestinian struggle. It is the struggle of a people who have been resisting colonial violence and occupation for over 75 years. And yet, despite the bombs, despite the checkpoints, despite the displacement, they refuse to be erased. They refuse to be forgotten. Their resilience is our inspiration, and their sacrifice is our constant reminder that we have no right to turn away or be silent. We will not let their struggles go in vain. As Muslims, we are reminded of Allah's command to stand firmly for justice, even when it is difficult. And as advocates against oppression in this ummah, we have learned that resilience is rooted in action, education, and the courage to speak truth to power. We are truly privileged to live in a society where we have the freedom to speak up and make a difference. With this privilege comes the responsibility to use it for good. What we have done so far is not extraordinary, it is the bare minimum. As we sit here tonight, let us remind ourselves that this fight is far from over. True liberation demands not just resistance, but it requires all of us together to keep pushing forward for justice. Together, we will be the seeds that rise and make a difference.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Lastly, brothers and sisters, this recognition tonight is not a conclusion. It is a call to action. It is a reminder that our voices must grow louder. Our efforts must be more determined, and our solidarity must remain unshaken. Advocacy is not just about raising our voices, it is about lifting the voices of others. It is about ensuring that every Palestinian child dreaming under an occupied sky knows that they are not forgotten. It is about making dua when our actions feel small and trusting that the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ultimate justice. Tonight, we dedicate this award to the children of Gaza, whose resilience humbles us. We dedicate it to the mothers of Palestine, whose steadfastness inspires us, and to the martyrs who gave their lives for a cause greater than themselves. May their sacrifices guide us, and may their dreams fuel our determination. In a further reminder, ibadullah, our work is not done, and it will not be done until Palestine is free. Despite news of a ceasefire, we continue to see calculated attempts to attack and displace Palestinians in the West Bank, so do not revoke your sense of duty in standing with Palestine. This struggle belongs to all of us, and it will take each and every single one of us to carry it forward. We owe it to our families. I owe it to my family to keep living in their image and pass on who we are. We have to look after ourselves and realize and use this privilege, use this blessing in order to be able to help others and succeed. Because our success, my success, is their success. The pride of every past, every present, and every future. So let us leave tonight more committed than ever to amplifying the voices of the oppressed, to advocating for justice and working tirelessly until freedom is realized, inshaAllah. And once again, thank you so much for this recognition. May Allah accept our efforts, keep us steadfast, and grant victory to the oppressed, from the river to the sea. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.